Hi everyone, it is Mickey here from the Pretty Talent and the Waterwell Ministries, and I am back with the third video in the series where we create this butterfly journal, and it is time we started the embellishments. So I have already removed the first signature that we're going to be working on, but before we get to that, I want to just move the journal up a little bit because I want to work on this page here. So I'm going to put my scissors down there just to keep the elements flat. Now, a couple of things I want to do, and I have kind of, prepared stuff beforehand, so it goes a little faster when we start doing this. I have printed this. Now remember, this is for me personally. You really didn't have to print this. But for me, it's a bit of a landmark thing, and so I've printed this but on paper, and I want it to be a little bit sturdier. So I'm going to just mount it on one of these collage papers that I've got, cut it a bit smaller, and then I'm going to trim the corners, just round the corners. With my corner punch, and I'm going to mount this on those book pages to make it stronger, and you will understand why in a second. My apologies for coughing. Well, I printed it on A4 just for the introduction of the kit sake, but I don't want to use it in A4 size. And not wanting to waste paper, I just used the back of that page to print the smaller version as well. Right, and so now that that's in place, I am going to make a corner pocket out of this, and I need to glue those two sides. And put it down here. Right. Now, before I get to the rest, I've taken these two butterflies from the kit, and I am going to use them to, let me not glue on the kit. Just create a bit of an accent point on the page. Nothing major. Let's glue this one as well. And so here's what I want to do. Just a little something like that. Right, and then I've pulled out this envelope that I have folded from one of my children's Bibles, and I think it's a lovely story. It's a story of Rebecca watering the camels of the servant that came to fetch a wife for Jacob. In any case, I'm going to put this envelope into this pocket, but with just 2 pages that I'm going to include for writing space. Let's jazz that up a bit. Why not? Doesn't have to be tremendous, but just a little bit. I've got this stamp set here. I'll just figure out where to open it. And how about my apologies again. How about I just use, oh dear, Mariki. Yeah, that was upside down. Okay. Nothing bright and wonderful. I wonder if this surface is sturdy enough. I hope so. Yes, just a little bit of an accent point on the pages. So it's not quite so mundane. And let's use this one as well. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So let me put the stamps aside. And now, all I'm going to do is fold this in half. Slide it into the envelope. And shall we give our envelope a closure? Well, I guess we might. I have some pre-cut circles at hand. And I kind of like that one. Let me use one that is blank. Yeah, I'll use this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is glue this one, stick this one down on it, just to make it a bit stronger. Oh dear, don't move on me now. And then I need to decide where this is going to go. Glue just halfway down the circle. Now I'm going to wait for the glue to dry first. And then I'll tuck it in, and I'll tuck this one in there. And that's how they'll sit, but not before the glue is dry. So we'll move this one aside for the time being. Right, now let's go on to this one. I have been planning things here, as you can see. I want to go to the start, which is going to be here. So let me take that out. Right, so on this page, I want to use a belly band, which I've just used off-cut pieces from those covers that we made, the front end cover. All I did was round the corners, and then I found this in my stash. This was made by someone else and gifted to me. Marvelous gift to receive, I have to be honest. There you guys, I'm just going to put this here, just to make the belly band slightly more interesting. And I think you can see that this is embossed. But I still thought it needed a little bit more. And so I went into my ribbon stash and I found this fabric ribbon there. And I'm going to just wrap this ribbon around the belly band. Just straightening it out. Okay. The ends can wrap over. Right, now this is going to be glued there, but not yet because there's glue here seeping through the belly band. So I'm putting it aside. In the meantime, this is from the kit, and I just want to put this tab here on the first signature. Oh goodness, come on. I've already put double-sided tape on it to save some time. I always think if we can save a little bit of time with the mundane, then we can do more interesting stuff when the camera is rolling. And that's always a win. Right, so that one can just go on there for a bit of interest. This one is a picture from actually the same book as this. I think it's the same book. Any case, and all I'm going to do is here on the back, I have these stencils. Shall I do wide lines? Yeah, let me do wide lines. I'm just getting my stencil brushes. And where's my brown? Oh dear. Yep. Now, what did I do with the ink? Oh, here it is. It disappeared under the journal. Skew? No, I'll do these straight. I'm just checking to see if it'll show, and it will. Because it doesn't look like much is happening. But if I lift it, you can see there is. And it's not going to be pronounced, and we don't want it to be pronounced. But, yeah, there's enough happening there. Right, that's sufficient. Just some journaling lines, not too pronounced. But anyways, yes, so this is going to be some journaling space that we create. No, it's still too wet. You know, everything inside me wants to glue this down, but I shall wait. I shall wait. Let's continue with the next page. So on this page too, I don't want to do too much because this is our journaling space. And so I thought once again, why don't I bring in these? Maybe I'll go for this one now. um, sticking with the brown ink. I'm just realizing I'm inking off camera. You can't see me do this. My apologies. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's fine. Right, then here. This is a German children's Bible page that I've got, and I want to use this. This is from the kit. So just a line of glue there, and a line of glue there. And I'm going to put that here. Feeling a little sorry that I'm losing the kids fighting with sticks here in the front. But okay, it is what it is. Right, then this is from the kit as well. And I'm just going to glue put a little line of glue there. Now the text is in German, so unless you speak German, it doesn't have a lot of meaning. Right. This is a pre-designed little notebook that I've made, pre-made. And this is on a previous video that I've done. If I remember, I will link it below, where I use the inners of toilet rolls, the cardboard inners of toilet rolls, and empty toilet rolls, obviously. And I put it through my embossing machine and jazz it up a bit, and I turn these into little notebooks, complete with a 3 pamphlet stitch and all works. So this will slide in here. No. Gotta wait for glue to dry. Right, this was gifted to me by someone. And again, I kind of think we can just jazz it up a bit. Not with that. Maybe with these. So these are herbs. They're herbs. And smaller than the others. And I think they're going to work marvelously here. So I'll just start with one. Let me get a smaller stamp pad. And this is still our journaling space. So then we don't want to cramp it by putting too much on it. You can, and I know a lot of people do, but I always kind of think it's a bit of a pity when you build a journal and there's no journaling space in the end. And so I tend to want to not do that. So this one was thyme and this one is rosemary. And let's do another one. This one is lemon balm. These are lovely stamps. Brand new. This one is chamomile. Another pet peeve of mine is when people only decorate one side of a tag and not the other. This is mint. And so I tend to just want to, both sides have to look presentable, in my opinion. It's a humble opinion. And this is garlic powder. Now, I don't know about the powder here, but it is garlic. I think that powder thing came in with translation again, but in any case. Right, so these are my tags that I want to put in the little pocket. Now I've also pre-cut, I've got these rolls of, what do you call it, baker's twine, right? And I've pre-cut these to size, thinking originally that I was going to put one of each color in the different tags. And then as I was cutting them, I thought, oh, I actually like the colors together. So I am going to try and do this now. Doesn't matter, they're both sides. Being stupid here. So I'm taking all three colors and bringing them through. Yeah, I think I like that. And so again, one green, one red, one blue. The red is gone. Ugh. I am going to cut them shorter, so why am I worrying about that? Opening them, pulling them through. Not pulling very straight on this one. Where's that red? It's not that one. Which one? Okay. There, they've pulled tight. And the last three, do the same thing. Pull tight. Okay, and now I'm just going to cut them shorter. Because they are excessively long. As I'm throwing that away, I'm wondering, what can I do with it? And then stopping myself from thinking like that, because we become inundated with all the stuff we keep. I like that. I like how these sit on the page. I like how it comes together. Okay. Next page. And then we'll go back and put all those glued parts together. Okay, so this is from the kit, and this is honestly some packaging from one of the stencils that I've just cut apart and glued on here ahead of time to save some time. So this is by no means strong or sturdy, or it's just packaging. Okay, so now I've got a bit of a window here. And I want this card to fit in the window. So I have, from the kit, I have had to cut it a little bit smaller. But I want the window to go here. Right, so let's do that first. Now because it's plastic, I'm using my B6000 glue, which is almost used up, but still going strong. So thin line of glue down the sides, thin line of glue down the bottom. Right, let me just close this. Because this glue dries quickly. We don't want it drying on us. Oh, and I dropped this thing. Never mind, we can salvage it. But I dropped it on my desk. So I've got some cleaning up to do. The lovely thing about this glue is once it's dry, it just peels off like that. Well, not over your journal, honestly. Okay, so this one can either go like this, or it can go like this. And I'm going to make it go like this, because I have a thing on the side here that I am preparing for it. Again, because it needed some drying time. Okay, so I'm putting a line of glue like that, down like that, putting it here in the corner, and that now needs to dry. Okay, that one needs to wait. So this is again from someone that gave this to me, but the sticky tape is long since not been sticky. I also don't want it to be quite that raised. This is going to be a thick journal. So I don't mind it being a bit raised, but not quite as much. You see, there's enough texture, and that's raising the pocket here already. Yes, I like that. I'm going to go for that. Should I take more of this off? Maybe. Okay, I think that's cute. Okay. I'm going to have to hold it down a bit. Right. Let's put something semi-heavy there. It's not heavy. And maybe like that. Okay, and then I want to bring my attention to this page, which I'm going to keep as journaling space. So not wanting to change this too much, I am going to go back to these stamps, and I'm going to just use the next one in the line, which is this one. Inking it up, I need to consider my surface. Ah, it's fine. It came out beautifully. Okay. And while I'm busy with this one, I am soon going to add the one at the back as well. So I'm going to do the same thing on the flip side. Except, oh goodness, there's a bit of in other words, maybe not. Let me rather rethink that. Okay, so leave that be. Let's go back to things that had been glued. Right, this one can now tuck in there, and then this one can now tuck in there. And we've got some lovely journaling space and a lovely envelope to introduce our journal. I like that idea. Okay, journal to one side. Let's go back to the cover page here. Yes, it's dry enough, we can do this. I'm actually going to work with a faster drying glue now because I'm a little tired of waiting now. So I'm only putting a thin line of glue there and a thin line of glue there. And I'm putting this here. I've got to keep closing this glue because it dries tremendously fast. Okay. And then this journaling card that we've created, we're sliding that in here. I love the flowers. I absolutely love the flowers. And yeah. I think this journal is going to be chock-a-block full of flowers. I think this one can now handle this one being slid in here. Look how gorgeous that is. Okay, this one we are going to slide this pocket. No, I need to make it even smaller. I've already cut it smaller, but I am going to have to cut it even smaller. So I'm going to take another sliver off of this. I don't think I've cut straight, did I? I really don't think that was straight. That was not straight. Not even in the slightest. So, seeing as I messed that up, let's do it the way it should have been done the first time around. That's better. Right, and then with a smallest of the corner punches, yeah, that's better. So you see, this is going to be so cute if you slide this out now, and there's that bloke sitting right there in the window. I thought that would be a cute touch. Okay, so on this one, I have an envelope that's from the kit. I've put this on there, this glossy glaze, and honestly it smeared and it came out a mess and I don't like it, so I'm going to cover it. But yes, that's what that mess is, and that's what I'm sighing about. because that just, it didn't come out the way it should have. Okay, that's it. Let's not put that thing on the journal. Good grief, women. Okay, I'm going to quickly glue the envelope pieces. I cannot for the life of me find the whole of this thing in this thing today. Okay, there we go. Now, this was also gifted to me by someone, and I think it's cute, and I think it can go in the envelope, but I'll have to fold it in 3, I think. In order to fit. So let's do that. And then I'm going to burnish it just to reduce the bulk. Right, so that can go in there. Now, you see, I thought I could put this here, but that's not going to work. So I'm just going to have to leave that one be. This one will have to go without a closure. I've got this little thing here. I think that's what I must go for. Yeah, it'll work. Okay, now that's with me messing up these 3D foam thingies are just coming off. They're not even attempting to sit there. So a bit of glue there. Yeah, I think that'll mask it as well as anything will. And this can then go in there, like that. Now I do have some more accent pieces that I've done with the glossy glaze. I tipped the pieces while the glossy glaze was too wet. I didn't see that it was standing at an angle, and so the glossy glaze ran off the picture. Normally it holds its shape rather well, but this was all on me. We need to cut this poor thing's leg off so that all the legs are the right length. Right. And I thought we could put this here. Well, let's keep using the fast glue. First down there. Look how I am gluing on top of my journal. Good grief. What am I thinking? Okay, that is going to look cute. With a little bit of gloss to it. The mishaps aside, let me just flatten this without getting my fingerprints all over that. Right, so we like that. And I also have another one prepared for here. Isn't this a little bit better? And these are all from the kit. All these little accents that I'm using here, that I've used the glossy glaze on rather. The first kit, I should say, because now there are two already. Okay, so let's put this one there. A little bit of an accent point there. Nope. Just wait for the glue to take, shouldn't take too long. The glossy glaze will take about 24 hours to properly dry. And so if I press too hard with my fingerprints, that impression will stay there, and I don't want that to be the case. But that is what I've got for now. I will need to think a little bit more about the rest of the pages, but I will be back anytime. In any case, it's bedtime for me. So I'll be back tomorrow or so, and we'll continue working on this signature. I'll see you then. For you it will be just now. Okay, so it's actually been a couple of days since I started this video, but I want to continue with it. I did add a second one of these journaling cards, and I've just noticed that the one has rounded corners and the other doesn't. So let me just, for uniformity's sake, round the corners on the, oops, oh goodness, on this one as well. Okay, so, and this is to make it a bit of a more snug fit here, because the one cord was just a little too loose. So that's what I've added there. We've got this going here. We've got that going there. I've decided not to do anything here. I kind of like that shadow print, so I'm not going to get excited about that. Now, what am I going to do here? This is a off-cut piece, and I noticed it worked best like this. Right. This is not exactly a straight line. I wonder if it's going to bug me. I think not. I think not. Sometimes a straight line bugs me more than the one that is not straight. So what I've got here is one of my art books. And this is just a lovely little bookmark thing. And I'm going to slide it in here. And let me just open my glue here. I'm going to put a line of glue down here. And a blob of glue there on that end. Right. Oops. Glue just fell over. Then I'm going to put this down here. Like this. And this little bookmark card can slide in there. Right. Now, I'll come back and I'll do some decorations later. I just want to get the pockets and things in place first. On this end, I am going to put this little pocket from the set, the kit. I'm going to glue it top and bottom. and this side. Now I'm going to put that down here. And these 3 tags from the kit can slide in there. And I'll come back and work with him a little bit more later on. Now over here I've got this page. And I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't rather flip it this way. I'm going to do that. I'm going to flip it this way. So I've got a bit of a tuck spot here. So let me bring my bone folder in and just tighten that up a bit. Okay, so this is one of the envelopes that I folded from one of the children's Bibles. It's a story of Adam and Eve, and Eve offering the apple or the fruit to Adam. This is a simple journaling page that I've just folded in 2 like this. And again, I will come back and put some finishing touches on all of these. I think for now, I am going to go into my stash of circles that I've punched out. And I'm going to find one, kind of like this one. Maybe this one. Okay, so 2 of these. That I will glue together. Just close that. And then I'll just glue the bottom here and put that in place as a closure for the envelope. Oops. Don't go sliding all over the place. Okay. So I'm going to first take that out. Now I'm going to attach this with kind of thinking I should just use a plain, or shall I not go plain, but maybe one of these big ones. I've got these huge paper clips. Maybe I should go for one of these. Kind of like that idea. Okay, so we'll attach that like that. This will come back and decorate a little bit. Okay, this one is one that I want to work with my alcohol markers. I want to use my alcohol markers. So I honestly think I should not attach it just yet. Leave that be. Okay, this is one of the children's books. It's a pocket folded from a children's book. I'm going to stick this down here. And then from that same children's book, this little poem that I've created a journaling space on. So let's stick the pocket down. And really, I'm just doing pockets quickly so that I can come back and do the decorating once all the pockets are in place. And why am I doing it like this? Because honestly, otherwise there are too many things out around me, and it feels as if I'm a little cluttered and I can't really get my bearings on what I'm doing and where I'm going and so on. So I kind of prefer doing it in stages like this. Okay, I'm going to slide that one in there. Okay, this is a very interesting piece that I have made from a printable. I can't remember who the artist is, so it's a waterfall card. It's got all sorts of interesting things. There's a little envelope here with a card in it. There's some items go in here. They can be better. There's a little oval thingy going in here. There's another little one of these things in here. And in all of these pockets, each with their own little card to journal on. I'm not going to slide all of those out. I'm sure you understand the concept there. Oh goodness. Go back in. There we go. And so, yes, this little waterfall folio that was created like that. And it was one Saturday morning when I was lying in bed and wondering what I was going to do. Downloaded this off Etsy and just folded it real quickly. So that's what it looks like. And what I've done is I've taken some off-cut pieces and I've sort of molded it around this piece to give it a pocket to slide into. Wondering if I should mold this one the same way. Let me. It's literally just a little bit of a double fold. And it's an excessively thick piece. So if you use that in a journal, that honestly should be the only piece that is that bulky. You want to limit those because it's kind of like a little mini journal on its own. Right, so that can go there. Let me close the glue. Then this is one that I made on a journaling video, and it's really cute. It's got the little tags in here in the pocket. It's from a 12 by 12 inch paper. You've got this little pocket here, you've got this little pocket here, you've got a little notepad here, you've got a little pocket here, you've got a pocket here, and you've got another pocket over here, all with its little items and ephemera and things. And I decided to just fold this over the pocket like that, but this page here, I'm just going to tear that away because that's, ooh, yeah, why not? Even if it is like that, I don't care. Okay. And this, I think, will fit snugly enough that I don't have to use any attachments or anything. Okay, so that's that. Okay, here's another one. This is a satirical artist's illustration. No, this is another children's book, actually. A different children's book. Folded it into pockets. And going to quickly glue this here. I'll show you now what I'm gluing it onto. So now these pages, they're in the second kit. Well, not kit, the printables that I've released, the background pages. So this is one of my art pages, and just a little bit that's kind of left over, so that picture doesn't make too much sense there on its own. Right, going to put that there. And then I've got another poem from the children's rhymes book, journaling space on the back. And it's I remember, and I kind of like this image and this poem together, because doesn't it look like someone sitting there remembering the past, dwelling on the past, thinking on the past. Okay, this is an interesting one. So this is the center of this particular, my staples have come loose. I'm going to have to restaple this. Well, now that it's come loose, I'm actually going to make it work in my favor. I was going to have to struggle to do this, and now I won't have to struggle. So what I'm going to do here is I've got this serviette. I don't like the naked lady here. I like the art, but I don't like the naked lady. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this serviette. I've already removed the backing papers and cut it slightly smaller and whatever it is. I'm going to bring my acrylic gel medium into this, and I'm going to decoupage the napkin onto this background. Now you can just use a glue stick for this, but I've got my decoupage medium at hand, and it's honestly easy enough to do. I don't think I'm going to decoupage over the top. Let's see if it's going to be necessary. Page is curling over there. It's curling down here. I missed that spot. Tore a little bit here. Not overly concerned with tears and things, but seeing as I've got some leftover pieces, could do a little something like that. Okay, there's another tear here, but I'm not too concerned. Not going to go over the top of this. I like this. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside to dry. There's another tea. I just want to loosen it from the backing. Now put it aside to dry, and once it's dry, I'll actually put it back in the journal. Oh, the signature rather. We just close this before it dries out. Right, so that one is going to go into that pocket. So over here, this was going to the back of the other page, so I'm going to leave that be. We'll get back to that. Actually, I think I must just let that dry first, and then I'll come back and finish this video. So give me a sec, let that dry first. Okay, it is actually the next day now already, and this has had a proper time to dry. I've also set apart some stuff that I want to use on this page. So let's have a look at this. Ooh, I put this one down too early. There you go. Okay, now, I like how this came out. But we need to trim this down now. Here on the edges. It is easier from the side, so let's do it from the side. And so we're literally just cutting away the excess here. Something got stuck there, but I doubt it will matter. Now it is Saturday here, as I'm filming this. Saturday morning early. And I'm yet again on my way to school. It's time for a training session. Right, anyways, I've got some time before I need to go, so we can have a look at this. We just dump all that fluffy stuff, and then we can get back to this. Okay, so this is what the page now looks like. And I really like that. I'm going to put this aside. And I've been giving this some thought. I think if the staples are not going to hold, which I blame the stapler for, not the process. Honestly, my stapler fell, and yeah, it's not been the same since. But in any case, okay. I like these bird images, and I want to use these bird images, but I want to just kind of decide how I want to use them. Okay, I think this one I'm just going to stick down. And I start gluing on top of my journal and my other pictures and things. I've got to wonder to myself, why? My glue plate is right here next to me. Anyways. This one should come down here at the bottom. I want to line up that straight edge with the side of the page. I have a bit of an idea here. So, in Matthew chapter 6, amongst others, Jesus talks about how God takes care of the flowers of the field, and he takes care of the birds of the air. And then he goes on to say that he would equally take care of us in the same vein. And I want to make this page about that idea. And so that's what I'm going for here. I'm going to leave this unglued. And I'll show you in a sec what I want to do there. So this bird becomes somewhat of a pocket. With an opening there. Oi, come. The beak needs to stick down. I'm not sure about this one. I think I'm going to leave it be. I even think this is too much. Okay, so let me leave it at this. Now I'm going to put my fold back in the page. Might as well burnish it. Right. And then I have this page from a children's rhyme book. And on this side it has a poem about badgers. And on this side it's got a lovely poem, The Lamb, by William Blake. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Gave thee life and made thee feed by the stream and over the mead. Gave thee clothing of delight, softest clothing, woolly bright. Gave thee such a tender voice, making all the vales rejoice. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I'll tell thee, little lamb, I'll tell thee. He is called by thy name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is meek and he is mild. He became a little child. I a child and thou a lamb. We are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. I love this because this talks of Jesus coming in the form of a lamb, in the form of a child. And I am going to slide this poem in here. Because that Lamb of God that came is the one who takes care of us. Is the reason we are being taken care of. And so that's my idea with this page. Okay, now let me get back to the journal. I can now slide this one in here without an issue. Okay, on this side I once again have these half-naked people or semi-naked people that I want to cover. And I've got this. This is actually created to be a journaling card. I'm not going to use it as a journaling card. Instead, what I'm going to do, it is slightly larger than my page. And I can cut it shorter, but I'm not going to. Shall I, shan't I? Shall I, shan't I? It's not entirely necessary. But okay. Now, where on earth? Oh, there it is. And this is only ever so much taller. But I suppose we can take it off. It's not going to be an issue. Okay. And I'm gluing only top and bottom because I want to use this as a belly band. It's early morning. I could have glued this as a pocket as well. Okay, and this is another one of these beautiful flower cards that I've made. Lovely journaling space here on the back. And so I'm going to slide that one. Oi. You know, really wait for glue to dry. That can go there. Then on this side, all of these come from the kit. And so this is what my... Okay, let me put these aside. Let me put something heavy there. So this is what the page itself looks like. And again, I'm not too thrilled with this because it's going to get caught in the elastic every time I slide this into and out of the journal. And so I just tear it ever so slightly shorter. Now, starting with this one at the bottom, I'm going to glue in this pocket. Then I'm going to glue the one at the top, which is a tiny pocket. I haven't got the bottom one straight. Okay. And then I'm going to put glue in the one in the middle. Just like that. Okay. And all I'm going to do here is to slide some cards in here. I will come back and work with these after we've constructed all the pockets and stuff. Right, for now they can just stay there. Okay, on this side I've got this umbrella page thingy going. And I'm going to put this card in here. And I found this poem that obviously coincides with that. The Tides to Me. I love it with this denim print. Also, this is from the second kit, the denim print. And so let's glue this pocket in. Okay, like how it sits there. This poem has been turned into a journaling card. So I'm going to slide that into the pocket. We'll come back to that. This I'll leave for journaling space. That I'll leave for journaling space. Now over here, You've got this half of a colouring book, and I kind of like this. So I think I'm going to, this is from the kit. Yeah, I like that side better. I'm going to glue a belly band here. Let me just show you what I've got here. This is also from the kit, and you can, if you want, glue the sides down and have an envelope. I think I'm going to have it as a fold-out card journaling space. It looks like this on the other side. I might glue it afterwards. We'll see. Oh my word. The glue is not stuck. Glue is not taken yet. I think. Let me put it in like this for the moment. You can come back to that one later. Okay. This I'll leave as is. What did I want to do here? Okay, there's actually a bit I want to do here. So this is packaging paper, cardboard from a something. Oh, a set of tags and things that I bought. And I'm going to use this as a pocket. I like the wording on it. I like the sturdiness of the cardboard. I like the colors. And so this just worked for me. And I'll put this over here. Right, this is an art book, how to do art book, how to draw. And taking it apart, it's actually a friend and I shared this book, and I have mounted this on, this is actually a flip file that I cut apart. And I like these kind of construction images. So this I'm going to slide in there. I'm going to wait for the glue to dry. But this one, which is a drawing in the making, I'm going to put with this one, same thing. I have found this in my stash. This was mounted on double-sided tape. It's actually lying here. Let me just grab it. So I pulled this off. It's still good. I can put glue on that side and still remove the backing here, so I'll keep that for another day. I didn't want to use the double-sided tape. It already had these little hole reinforcers in there. And so all I did was take the ball pin, slide it in there, take a little jump ring and put a charm on the jump ring. Now, I want to glue this onto this page, but with space to keep this as a tuck spot. So I need to just kind of convince myself where this needs to go. I'm not going to put either of these in just yet. They can just stay there. Now, I'm going to glue that bit down. Okay, so about halfway. And then I'm going to put this on the side here. so that the charms can hang over. This area is glued down, and this part will be a tuck spot where this can tuck in. Not yet, it's still wet. Okay, I'm going to leave this be for journaling space. Here I've got another one of those poems going with journaling space on the back. So I'm going to take one of these circular pockets from the kit. Just glue it there. I'm going to put it here because it's got a bit of a blank spot here, so this will work nicely here. And then these two can slide in there once the glue is dry. Now, on this page, that one I'll leave for journaling space. On this page, I can do something here. Okay, later. I want to put another journaling band, belly band. I don't know. This is from the second kit. I'll leave that one be. I will put this one here. And this is from the first kit. Now you can make a double belly band, but I'm not going to. I think there's enough bulk in this journal that I shouldn't try to do a double belly band here and add more bulk by adding more stuff. Right. And so this one I'm just going to put here. I'll probably do a little bit more later on. For the time being, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll slide that in there. Okay, on this side, very similar. From the first kit, kind of deciding, no, I think I'm going to go with this side. This is one of the rough cut pieces. Might not be your thing, but kind of like this. Just get rid of that glue on my finger. Okay, so this one I'm going to put here. And then this cord will slide in there. Leave that as journaling space. Okay, over here we have yet another, I haven't folded the pocket here yet. Page from the Bible. Now my fingers are so sticky. And some pieces from the first kit. I'm going to switch this pocket. Okay. And these are just two cards that I'm going to put in there. I think they should go like that. Leave the decorating for later. For now, We'll just put it like that. Okay. Right, on this side, very much the same kind of thing. Again, I did not fold the pockets. It's an oversight. I think I was getting towards the end and just forgot. Doesn't matter. Right, so same thing. Oops. Getting overly hasty here. David and Goliath. I like that. Sure. Okay, those will go in there. And then I did pull out these two little hearts from the first kit. Yeah, I know, I can't put these in properly now because the glue is wet. I kind of thought I want to use these here. Even though I'm not really decorating just yet. I will allow myself at least this. I like the back of this one as well. Okay, anyways, that's what I'll do. Not going to do anything on the back of this. Love this flower. And I'm going to let this dry. And then I'll come back probably today. It depends on how long this training goes on for. And we'll continue decorating this and finish this up and whatever it is. Okay, so probably see you later. Okay, so I am back and noticing that the video is becoming a bit long. I've done the decoration off camera, but I want to walk you through it. I did put a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on this journal because the center pages came loose from the staples. The rest was still attached, but I figured the journal has a lot of weight to it, or the signature, and so best to secure it with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Now, what I've done here on the outside is that I've added the second journal card, and then I stamped some images on here. But I have to be honest with you, these are the worst stamps I've ever bought in my whole life. They are not even. The stamp surface is not even. And you can actually, when you run your finger over it, feel that the stamp runs like this, which means you will never get a clear stamp. So when you have something like that, just pulling out a stamp block here, put your stamp here, ink it properly, and then instead of stamping the image on the paper, put the paper on the stamp and just run your finger over it. That way the paper will bend into the indentations on the stamp and you can still get a proper stamp. Now, I did not know the unevenness of the stamp when I did this one, and sadly I got a very blurred double stamp here. But this one stamped rather nicely. But because I stamped it upside down. Okay, so both of these I'm going to put here. Oh, I also put some tags from the kit, the first kit, on these cards. Just decorative, really, more than anything else. I'm just deciding which one I want on top. Okay, here on the inside, I have added a little bee. And on this side, I've decorated the pocket, and I've also decorated the tags. On the back, they still have their journaling space, but they look a little prettier on the inside now, or on the outside now, rather. Then I have added some more decorations here. Didn't put anything else on the envelope or in the envelope. Those were pretty enough. But I did find this card a little boring here. And so I took one of my my little quirky creature stamps and stamped a little quirky creature here. So whether the card is in or not, it now does look a little bit more appealing. Right, on this side I've done nothing. I've got the stamp going here. And then on the reverse side, I added the paper ruffle with a little bit of a focal point. You can still see the ghost image of the print there, of the stamp. And I'm happy with that ghost image. So, yeah, left it at that. I added a bit of a paper ruffle on this side with a ticket and a butterfly from the kit and stuff. And because this card, this is probably going to be used as a bookmark, but because it has no journaling space and is really just visually appealing, I decided to add two little cards that can serve as journaling space for this page. Now on this side, I have done nothing to the tags itself except to tie some ribbons in there. And I figured that was enough. Let me just put them back in the pocket. But on the pocket itself, I've added a ribbon, which serves as a belly band. And I have gone in search of some leftovers from a printable project that I had. And I can't remember who designed these. But I've put these in here. They've got journaling space in the back. And just slip them into the belly band. On this side, I have this. Let me show you. This is a journal page that folds back. And here I have, this is decoupage paper that I've just mounted on an old dictionary page. And on this side, I've got a pocket. We've done the closure earlier in the video. And on the inside, I stamped a quirky little creature and a quirky little creature, just to make it a little bit more interesting when you take the paper out of the envelope. To, you know, it needs to be interesting, isn't it? So this envelope I slide in here, and this card I slide on here, and then I've got this huge, let me just slide it back, the huge paper clip, and all I've done is add a jump ring and a little, oh my word, the word left me, a little embellishment. And I now attach this here, and everything just looks pretty. I don't want to go in quite that deep, so that there can be freer movement here. Oh, come on. A little bit of freedom of movement if I don't press it in too deep. Okay, on this side, I've got this cute little mouse stamp. Again, the stamps are terrible. I had to stamp it upside down. And on this side, I took my alcohol markers, and you will remember this is actually an advertisement with a blank at the back. So I've done this little drawing. This is journaling space, a little bit of a paper fringe, stuck it all down, and that's my journaling space over there now. Over here I haven't done too much. Pre-stamped images that I have put down here. On this side I stamped the image, didn't like it, so I went into the kit, got the little slideshow thingy here, put some pins and jump rings and things on, and yeah, that's what's going on there. For this pocket, I have, let me just slide this out here. I've rounded the corners, put a little bit of a focal point here on what was a blank space, and on the back just stamped one of my little quirky creatures. I showed you this waterfall folio card earlier in the video, so I only added some leftover lace pieces. I literally had these tiny pieces of lace left with some bees from the kit. And then the only little piece of lace that I had left from there, I put here with a little butterfly on this page. On this side, washi tape with a butterfly. This one I didn't do anything, just wrap this journal card around it. That's fine. Washi tape and a little bee. And on the other side, washi tape and a piece of lace. And I love how the edges of the journal is going to look a little bit more decorated as a result of that. Now this is, life is hard, but God is good. And on this side, we have this little image contemplating life with the poem, I Remember. And I didn't do too much. A stamp of mint and some faux stitching made with a pen, tag on the card, and I figured that should be enough for here. On this center page, I decided it was busy, but it was beautiful, didn't want to do too much. The poem, The Lamb, is really the focal point here. And you've got the badges on the side. Now, if you want a journal here, there is enough space. So I'm not going to fill up that space with anything, but I'm going to leave this be. I actually absolutely adore this page as is. Then, on this side, I have this journaling card that I've given some lines and a stamp. Needed to do the upside down stamping again. And these are pre-designed images. Let me just pull it out of the drawer here next to me. So I have a whole bunch of pre-made things with my alcohol markers. And so every so often I delve into this and I pull out some elements that I like to use wherever, really wherever. So these are from there, and this one is from there as well. Again, a little bit of washi tape there on the side. Here a bit of washi tape and a lace butterfly. This actually comes in a string of lace, as do all these flowers, by the way. But I just cut them apart, and that's how I use them. So on these pockets, a little bit of lace and a butterfly, some flowers. Didn't do anything with the journaling cards because it's getting too much, too thick, and left it at that. On this side, just this little poem, and on the back, a stamp, and that's my journaling space. On this side, some washi tape, a little bit of a butterfly. I found it a bit boring, so I went in. These are actually from nail art sequence, and I just glued them down here to make it slightly more interesting. Again, washi tape, and this is from a book that I've got apart. This is, oh goodness, I think I've glued it in. No, it's just a tight fit. Okay, so this is a bit of washi tape over the belly band. And then I did go to town with the, well, it's not really an envelope. I added a closure here, but this really opens up as journaling space. Then on this side, I really went to town. So I put one of the, here, let me show you. One of these kinds of cards, journal topper cards, on top of this little envelope thingy, and decorated it, put a butterfly and whatever, and then went into my stash. Please tell me I didn't glue this in now. I think I did. Oh, I knew last night I was being too hasty. Let me see if I can get it out. If not, it'll have to stay there. There we go. Okay. You know, that's what happens when you journal after 12 at night. You make mistakes like this. Okay, so these are printables that are left from a journaling. I'll fix that just now. A previous journaling project. And again, I glued this little topper to serve as a pocket. And that's just a little extra. It's really just a little extra. And all of that goes into the belly band here. Right, on this side, just some washi tape, and these are actually some die cuts that I bought pre-made, and yeah, again, too soon with the sliding into the pockets, but okay, anyways. So with these, I didn't do too much, just added the little flowers. They've got their journaling space on the back. Slide them in here, and that's enough for this page. On the side, washi tape, and fussy cut one of my little mouse prints. These are from someone else's kit that I bought. Did the same thing here with a little bit of pre-stamped stuff there. I did put one of the mouse prints over here as well. Love that. Back of this card, stamped faux stitching, and the back of this card also stamped with some faux stitching. So that one slides into the pocket there, and this one just slides into the tuck spot here. Then I've shown you all of this. That looks lovely. And here I did some stamping, improper stamping, shall I say that. And the word index appeared here. That's why this butterfly is sort of out of place there. But I think you'd still be able to journal quite nicely around it. On this side, I stenciled some lines with faux stitching to indicate that's the journaling space. A little bit of lace there. And here's my journaling spots. Just added 2 stickers to these journaling cards to finish them. Here, a stamp, faux stitching, and a bit of washi tape. Here I've got, I added a bee and a butterfly and 2 flowers. Added the tab to the journaling card, stamp, and faux stitching. And on this side, added the butterfly to this belly band. Again, a tab, a stamp, and faux stitching. Left the majority of the journaling space here, simply added a stamp. Here I just added the washi tape. You can see the ghost image of the stamp there. On this side, I did something a little bit more interesting. This is just pre-designed. I actually think I bought this at Pep stores. I think they were wall stickers or something, I can't remember. Any case, the journal cards I rounded the corners, did some toppers on there. Sorry, with ribbon. And what is interesting, what I want to draw your attention to, is actually this. This is a story of King Saul hiding when he was crowned king. But the people discovering him and their joy at having been given a king by God. And to me, already there's some journaling happening in my mind. And so what I did was I went into the kit and put one of the frames around the picture, because I don't want this picture to disappear. There's a story there, a lesson there for all of us who have been appointed by God and are hiding away from what we've been placed on this earth to do. So, yeah, that frame there already serves as journaling, even though there are no words attached. Then on this side, I just added a little bird die that I had, and some tag toppers and rounded corners and whatever it is on the cards, and that is sufficient for the cards. And then on these 2 hearts, I just added some foam rubber hearts to finish them up. But the back of the journal, I'm going to do absolutely nothing. Adore how this flower looks. There's more than enough journal space in this signature, and that's what I'm going to call this a day. All I'm left to do is to bring out my journal and to slide the signature back into the journal. So I've got to find the center page, which is here. Find my elastic, slide it over everything, and that signature now sits in my journal, absolutely gorgeous. Now I can tell you I need to be a little bit, I need to add less bulky items to the rest of this journal. But that's the first signature done. And that leaves me, where was it? 7 to go, was it? No, 13 to go, good grief. That's a very thick journal. Now I am going to finish this still, but I think I'm going to leave that to the absolute last and put the finishing touches on the journal. I might not, because I'm rather tempted to finish it. But yeah, that's it for this video. You now have a good idea on how to proceed with the signatures and stuff, how to put the kits to use. I loved creating this. I'm going to enjoy working in the rest of the journal as well, I'm quite sure. But in the meantime, I'm going to love you and leave you. Have a blessed day. Cheers, guys.